Hey everyone, Patty here. I'm a full-time reseller. Today I'm going to share with you a few of my recent what's sold. I'm also going to share something that I feel may be giving me a little bit of boost in my sales. Now I'm not exactly sure. I've noticed this before, and I'm going to talk about this right at the beginning of the video before I get into my what's sold. And I don't mean to be all over the place with this because sometimes I have a hard time explaining things the right way, but I'm going to try to get this out to you the best way I can. But anyway, so I've tried this. I have noticed this before. I haven't tried this before, but I've noticed, okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Say you're out and you sell a particular item. I'm going to use plush, for example. So what I did was I listed in another category for a little bit, and then I went to another category and listed a few items there, and then another category and I listed a few items there, and then I went back and I listed in my usual categories, be it plush, lingerie, jewelry, what have you. So I feel by listing in the different categories instead of staying in the one category, even though I list in a bunch of different categories, I feel that when I mixed it up during the day, instead of listing in one specific category for like 20 listings and then going to another category, I feel like if I listed maybe 2 or 3 in different categories, that kind of gave more, that kind of put more eyes on my listings and maybe gave me a boost in sales the same day. I don't know. I noticed it over the last 2 to 3 days I've been doing this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of feel it brought more eyes to my listing that normally would not have been there. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. I want to know how you list, what you think about this. Try it yourself. Let me know if you noticed increase of sales. Like I said before, this isn't all of my items. I'm just giving you some ideas of items that you can pick up at the thrift store fairly inexpensive and make a decent profit on them. So I'm going to get right into this video. And if you haven't already, please leave me a comment. Let's get into the video here. So I do have a couple items I do want to share with you from Mercari. These seasonal eggs, these sold for $25. What's interesting about this, and I'm so thankful because the lady was so nice, these were porcelain Avon Decker eggs, and they come with 4 little stands, 4 little egg holders. I only found 2 of them. I have no clue where the other 2 are at. I know I have them. I don't know where they're at. I did look. I had my closet torn apart, but I messaged a lady. I told her I could refund her money if she would like, but I was just honest with her. I told her I only found 2 of the wooden holders. I would send her the others when I found them if she's still interested. She was still very happy with the purchase. She said she had holders of her own. Just send the item. And so I was so thankful because many times it doesn't work out like that, but I have to be more organized. I put them somewhere and I remember doing it. I just don't remember where. And that's a big mistake, and I got to get more organized. Vintage Springbok puzzle, A Taste of Christmas. This sold on Mercari for $24. Plus, I think it was $12 shipping. Customer paid shipping. Customers pay shipping on all of my platforms. Also, I had 13 pairs of new with tags panties listed, and somebody came in and bought 13 pairs, and each pair sold between $13 and $16 a piece. Very happy with that. The customer also paid $3.65 shipping on each pair. I would have lotted them up. They didn't message me. I would have put them in a lot for this person, and I even sent him another message about that. I said I would have put these in a lot for you, so you could have paid one low price of shipping, but didn't matter to them. And okay, so we're into eBay now. These Jimmy Swaggart CDs and 99 cents. And again, that was free. These vintage German Shepherd bookends, I paid $3 for them. I sold them for $26.99. This Coca-Cola plush, this sold for $19.99. I paid $1. Customer was very happy. They send me a message that they're opening up a refund. Now, I didn't get it yet. I didn't get the item, but I'm thinking, what did they open it up for? This was new outside the box. They did specifically say the reason they're returning it, they said there's nothing at all wrong with the item. I found it at a cheaper price, and the item that they purchased looked more like the one that they wanted to get. They still didn't return the item. They opened this up about a week ago. I don't even know if they're gonna return it, but anyway, paid $1, sold it for $19.99, and we'll see what happens. It isn't gonna affect my account because they said there was nothing wrong with the item, so I'm not worried about it. This creation puzzle, I paid 50 cents to $1. I don't pay more than $1 for puzzles. This one was used. It was and it sold for $14.99. Casabella panties. These sold for $9.99. I paid 50 cents for them. This puzzle, Adam names the animals. This sold for $11. I sent the buyer an offer and they accepted it. It was like back and forth for a little bit. This Lorraine red slip, this sold for $13.49. I paid $1 for this. If you can get slips, half slips at good price, I do recommend picking them up. Now, I did pay $1. The one place I went to, they had a bunch of slips and a bunch of lingerie on sale for $1, so of course I grabbed it. But again, that sold for $13.49. Vintage Snapback Hat. This one was in really, really rough condition. I got this in a big box of hats. Probably paid $1 for it. Like I said, this was in rough condition. The peeling was off inside of it. The foam was coming out of it. It was dirty. I did hand wash it before I sent it out though, and got some of the dirt out of it. But this did sell. It was a vintage Central Kansas flywheels hat, and that sold for $17.99. I love finding vintage snapback hats, and if you can find them with the foam, pick them up. And if they have the snapback, you want to pick them up also, if you can get them at a good price. This Nemo costume, this sold for $16.99. I paid $1 for this. This was purchased last year. I purchased it when all the Halloween costumes were on sale at another thrift store I go to. They had them marked down to $1. Bought everyone they had there at Silga Panty. This sold for $12.99, and this one was 50 cents. Another puzzle, again, I paid $1. This one was sold for $16.99. Fair panties, these sold for $19.99 via promoted listing. I don't do promoted listings hardly at all. Once in a while I do. I don't even hold sales too much. Very rarely, but once in a while I do. But this one did sell via promoted listing. This vintage Pyrex glass pot, this sold for $44.99. This one I paid $3.99. I highly recommend picking up vintage glass Pyrex pans, pots, if you can find them for a good price. I picked it up. It was very cheap, and I knew I would sell it. And again, now pink robe, this I paid $2.50. This sold for $36.99. I always pick up vintage lingerie if it's a good price and I know it'll sell, and that one did, and it was in very good condition. This vintage Lorraine half slip. This I paid $1, and this one sold for $16.99. Another puzzle, this dowdle puzzle. This sold for $16.99, and that was $1. This sterling silver sapphire bracelet, or this sterling silver sapphire necklace. This sold for $36.99. I knew that one would sell because I knew it was sapphire. I checked it, and also before I sent it, I did send a snapshot of the item being tested. So this nano giraffe, this sold for $7.99. It was only small, plush, cute. Paid $1. Not a big profit, but profit's profit. I sold two more sets of these thongs. Bought these a while ago. Paid $100 for everything I got, and I got a lot of brand new with tags lingerie, and I sold 2 packs of these at $9.99 each pack. This flexi shaper, this sold for $9.99, paid 50 cents. This Bally, this sold for $16.99, paid 50 cents. I buy this stuff in lots, so I get it for really cheap. A pair of underwear, they each sold for $14.99 each pair. This Muppet cassette tape, this I got free, sold it for $10.99. Is Christmas, is the season, I knew it would sell. This MJC Perfection plush. Now this sold, the first time it sold, the lady messaged me. Now she was a new buyer. I think she had 8 feedback at the time, but she sends me a message and she says, can you please ship this to another address? I thought, oh. So I told her it has to match, the address that I ship to has to match what's on eBay. I also told her that I would have to cancel the listing. She would have to update her address on eBay, and she can repurchase. Thankfully, she did. She did it the next day, though. She didn't purchase the same day that I canceled it. She did purchase it the next day, and she purchased it. I paid $2, and this plush sold for $24.99. Happy she went through with it. Happy every time they want you to. I did tell her, though, a lot of times people do scams this way. I will not ship if it doesn't match what's on eBay. I will not ship the item. They could be very well telling the truth, and I feel this lady was. Obviously she was, but I am not going to lose money by shipping something and losing the item, and no, it's not going to happen. So it worked out. Lucite necklace, this sold for $12.99, paid probably about 50 cents for it. This vintage clock, had this listed for probably about a year, sold for $16.99. I paid pennies on the dollar, got a whole bunch of electronics for $5 for all of them. So $16.99 was nothing for me to accept on that offer. And it was a nice vintage clock, and it did work. Poochie purse. This was new. I had this a while. Paid $1, sold it for $12.99. This Hurley hat, paid $2 for that. Sold it for $14.99. These hanky panky panties, these sold for $14.99. Paid 50 cents. This realistic walkie-talkie, paid $3. This sold for $24.99. This Yokimo Classics, this sold for $19.99, paid $1. This Smurf plush, this one I paid $1, sold it for $10.99. That was only a small one. And this Honey Bear book, this sold for $10.99, and that was free. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just giving you an idea of things that I have sold for not a whole lot of profit, but I'm thankful, and hope you are too. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you haven't already, please leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you later. Have a great weekend.